every married person one uncomfortable question. And that is, how many times does your spouse have to complain about the same thing before you finally decide to do something about it? Think about that for a moment. Your spouse keep bringing up the same issue every time, but all you hear is, here we go again. They are just nagging. That's what you see. So instead of you asking yourself, is there something I need to change? You ignore it. You defend yourself or simply wait for the conversation to end. But let me ask you another question. If you're planning to spend the rest of your life with this person, how long do you think ignoring the problem will actually work for you or your marriage? Because ignoring a problem doesn't solve the problem. It only allows resentment to grow. It creates emotional distance between you and your partner. It steals peace from your home. And eventually, both of you become exhausted from having the same argument on repeat. Yeah. And one of the worst piece of marriage advice I hear people say is, just ignore your spouse when they start complaining. Really? For how many years would that be? For 5 years? Or 10 years? Or 30 years? Because if your goal is a lifelong marriage, then silence is not a strategy. Avoidance is not a solution. Because sooner or later, someone pays the emotional price. Oh yes. And here is something many couples fail to understand. Just because something isn't a big deal to you as a person does not mean it isn't a big deal to your partner. Yeah. You didn't marry yourself. Oh yeah. You married someone with different experiences, different emotional need, different personalities, and even different life stories. So what seems small to you as an individual may be deeply painful to your spouse. For example, your spouse tells you over and over that they feel ignored whenever you are scrolling through your phone while they are talking to you. But you keep doing the same thing because to you, I'm listening. Yes, even though I'm pressing my phone, I'm still listening to you. Or maybe they ask you to stop making jokes about them in front of friends because it embarrasses them. So instead of you listening to them, you respond and say, oh, you're too sensitive, but it's just a joke. Or imagine this. Your spouse becomes anxious whenever you're running late without calling. And to you, it's only 30 minutes late. And to them, even 1 minute late, it's a big deal to your spouse. But what you may not realize is that they grew up in an environment where people left without explanation, where promises were broken, or where they experienced abandonment. So your lateness isn't the real issue anymore. It's the emotional wound your action keep reopening for them. So now, let me ask you something. Have you ever sat down with your spouse, not to prove your point this time, but simply to understand theirs, to understand why the things you do keep hurting them? Have you ever asked them, please, can you help me understand why this behavior of mine keep hurting you so much? Not because you're preparing your next argument, but because you genuinely want to understand their heart. You want to understand why they feel hurt. You might be surprised by what you would discover. Oh yes. What you have been calling nagging may actually become something big, like maybe someone saying, please don't ignore me. Please make me feel safe. Please let me know I matter to you. Please don't keep reopening the wound I'm still trying to heal from. Because guess what? A healthy marriage isn't built by proving who is right. It is built by two people who are humble enough to listen to one another, mature enough to understand, and loving enough to make necessary adjustments. Because love isn't just saying, I love you. Love also says, I hurt you. And because you matter to me, I'm willing to grow. So please, before you dismiss your spouse's next complaint as nagging, I want you to pause. I want you to listen. I want you to ask questions why they are feeling the way they are feeling. And I want you to seek understanding, because sometimes the breakthrough your marriage is praying for isn't another apology. It's a heart that is willing to listen, to understand, and to change. Okay? And please, if this message spoke to you as an individual, I would like you to help me share with another married couple. You never can tell. It might be the conversation that begin their healing in their home. Okay? Thank you so much and God bless you. Amen.